lot of cities, but you guys aren't ready to allow it, so I appreciate you guys for that. Alright, so I'm going to be performing about 12 songs. If nobody got that, it's because before I go to every show, I'm always tweeting, it's like, oh my god, I want tickets for Fousey's concert. I don't know if you guys call it a concert, but I don't sing, and my name isn't Fousey. So, I'm gonna be, no, don't say that name. Don't say that name. Alright, so first off, I appreciate everybody, I really do, this is crazy. So to start this off, just get your last screams out right now, so Alright, really quickly, I don't understand you guys. You know why? Alright, listen, so, where's Raya? Is there a twin? Okay. So, she tweeted me, right, at like 12 o'clock saying she's in line. I was still in Denver getting on my airplane. She's already in line. I have family who I invited to my Eid dinner prayers and, you know, festivals who still haven't showed up to my house yet. I kid you not, so as she was tweeting me and saying, oh my god, where are you, I'm in line, my khalti or my aunt was texting me saying, Yousef, when il exit tab'atkum? Which means, where the hell is your house exit? So I don't know how you defeated Arab timing and Middle Eastern timing, but right on. Another quick thing I want to get into, I'm sorry, I have to do this. Where's Josh? Okay, alright. This is a side story. So as you guys know, I have a primarily like, you know, Muslim Middle Eastern audience. So I was Ustreaming and stuff with everybody. Do you guys go on my Ustreams? I was really depressed and crying as I always do on one of my Ustreams. And everybody was like, Yousef, turn to Allah. Allah is there for you. And Josh, not being, you know, no problem because he, you know, not all my audience is Middle Eastern. He was like, tequila! So it was hilarious, but thank you for coming out. I really do appreciate that, Josh. I really do. And before I get started, the last thing. When I started this in March, back in August, the two places, I said Australia and one other place, but the place I was dying to go to was Toronto, so I'm so happy to be here. I actually said T-Dot, and everyone laughed at me. I tried to be cool and I was like, yo, I'm going to T-Dot, y'all. They're like, no, no. Alright, so basically what I'm going to do today, I'm not a stand-up comedian, but I do funny videos, but I'm going to be telling you guys stories of why my childhood is so messed up and why I am the way I am today. Like, I dress up as my mom and I do all that weird stuff. So, do you guys all go to Ryerson? MTU? I'm sorry. Alright, well the reason I'm asking is because I go to school as well. I'm a theater arts major. And that was really hard, telling my mom I was a theater arts major. That was like telling my mom I had a girlfriend. It was really hard to do. But I still have a homework assignment from my mother every single night. So every single night I have to spend 3 hours on MuslimFriends.com. And basically type up a draft of potential wives that I've found. So my mom comes in, لقيت هذا? And I'm like, طبعا فريدة, Fatima, Zakiya, you know, random names. It's really bad. But my childhood was so screwed up, y'all. You know in elementary school, when we were given stuff like, you know, the boys were given G.I. Joes and the girls were given Barbies? One time my oldest brother came up to me and he handed me this thing with Play-Doh, right? And he was like, here, have fun. I opened the Play-Doh, I turned it over, it was full with hummus. I kid you not. So I was spending hella time trying to, why isn't it doing anything? The other way, the other way. And that's why I'm so messed up, because that's all thanks to my brother.
I love you, Yousef.
That's how I love you. I'm from San Francisco, alright? I'm gonna tell you guys a story of when I was 6 years old going to San Francisco with my family and stuff. So we were going to San Francisco. It was me, my mom, my dad, my brother, my other brother, and my sister. Yeah, that's too many people for one car, but that's because every single time a cop passed by, my mom was like, the cop won't see you! My legs were in one direction, my head was in the other every time. My dad listened to Uncut Film the whole ride there. And for those of you who don't know who Uncut Film is, she's basically the Justin Bieber, Beyonce, Lady Gaga, One Direction of the era. So basically, we get to Pier 39, right? We get to San Francisco and we're walking down. And we're like tourists. We go there every weekend because we don't have anything else to do. But everywhere we go, taking pictures everywhere we go. Like there was a tree, my mom wanted to take a picture with a tree. Basically, we get to Pier 39, right? My whole family. We went on the one day a year that San Francisco hosts the annual Gay Pride Parade. And in any other family or anything, this is okay, but I got a very conservative, strict mother. So all I remember, it was like a scene out of a zombie movie. My mom literally grabbed my hand, and I was stuck like this. And all I remember is, Astaghfirullah! And she's booking into the car. She throws me in. My mom the whole ride home. My dad the whole way home. Oh way. So yeah, that really messed me up. So there's your Uncut Film for you. I want to tell you guys about my first video. Is that okay?
Yeah.
And it's not Middle Eastern parents, and it's not the Apple Store dance. My brother, when I was younger, always used to dress me up. I remember I played Princess Diana for a video. I played Ken and Barbie Girl. No. One time, my brother wanted me to be this like supermodel, so he goes into my sister's bathroom and he grabs this tub of something, right? And he puts it all over his hands and he puts it all over my head. My hair spiked up when I had hair. So within 10 minutes of it being on my head, it smelled disgusting. It was like the worst smell I ever smelled in my entire life. Within 15 minutes of it being on my head was on fire. Like crazy. So he runs downstairs. My mom's in the kitchen right here. By the way, when my mom cooks in the kitchen, the TV is like 45 feet away, but the volume's so loud, so she's just like... And he runs to her, Mama, I put this gel on Yousef's head, now his head's on fire and it smells disgusting. She looks at him and she goes, what? That's not gel, that's Nair, Rabila, that's Nair!
Nair, oh God! Oh, Nair!
And I don't know what it is. All I remember is my mom picking me up over the sink, get out of here! Get out of here! Going crazy. For those guys who don't know what Nair is, first of all, God bless you. Second off, it's women hair removal product. It's supposed to be painless, but it smells disgusting.
It does, oh my God. And it pains!
No, let me stay here for the rest of the performance. Alright, so as you guys can tell, don't do it for like one time. We all have very loud voices, right? Alright, so that got me out of being in trouble in school a lot of the times because during read time in school, everybody would whisper. It was just a common thing that everybody would do. But every time I whispered, Yousef, quiet down over there! Alright.
Like me.
Me being raised in an Arab Muslim household, of course I thought I was getting discriminated against.
Yes.
So I rushed home to my mom. Mama, everybody in the class whispers, but the second I whisper, I get in trouble. Oh,
poor baby.
My son. She puts on her hijab, she puts on her thobe, she calls Siddi. I'm going to handle business at Yousef's school. This was the fastest parent-teacher conference of all time. This is exactly how it went down. You'll be the teacher, okay? Just stand there and look pretty. I'm sitting down, I'm nervous as hell right here, okay? My mom walks in with so much swagger, like you can just see it. She's like... She sits down, and I could say this without a microphone, but she said this with her quietest voice and with the biggest smile on her face. Why are you always picking on my son? Oh my God, Mrs. Erakat, I'm so sorry. It was a misunderstanding. You are free to go home today. Walks back to the car with her swag. Yousef, I'm allowed to be in this country. Nobody's allowed to tell me I'm not allowed to be in this country, Yousef. Mom always thinks she's getting discriminated against, always. Until it happened to my dad the next year. I had the same teacher, and we got in trouble again. And the reason I got in trouble this time is because my dad has a tendency to call everybody my friend, okay? Everywhere we go, it's, my friend, give me a discount. How are you today, my friend? So I thought it was a way to show respect. So one time my teacher asked me, why didn't you do your homework, Yousef? My friend, I don't know. My friend? That's how you're gonna refer to your teacher, Yousef? My friend? Calls my mom. My mom's not able to come, so my dad comes. My dad's quiet though, so my dad just walks in like this. Very quiet. Sits down, stares at her. My friend, what did my son do to you? She stares at him. Mr. Erakat, your son got 100% on his math test today! I got in trouble, but my dad ended up saying, Yousef, I'm taking you to Toys R Us, pick whatever you want, because you study, you study! That's the most important thing in my dad's life, studies. I'm sure you guys can contest that, yeah? Alright, now I need you guys, you can either raise your hand or you can, say something. No, not for a thing. How many of you hate going grocery shopping with your families? I hate it. And I don't hate it because my mom would be on aisle 12 and I'm on aisle 2 and she's like, Yousef, when did you man? Yousef, it's basically calling for different things.
I love it.
The reason I hate it is because even though it takes 45 minutes to an hour to get 2 things, every time we leave the grocery store, my mom stands outside and she goes like this. She grabs the receipt. For another 30 minutes. At this point, I run to the car as fast as I can. And my mom, who was that? That was cute. Keep laughing, it made me feel good, like I'm actually funny for a second. Alright, anyway, so my mom walks back into the grocery store and she goes, excuse me, you charged me 3-pound mangoes, where are the mangoes? Lady looks at her, excuse me ma'am, 3rd back to the right. Wallah, I didn't see it, Wallah, I didn't see it! Walks right back to the car.
You taking your food.
She gets back in the car and to make it up to me, and see to the jibnan. I forgot the cheese and she drives home. But yeah, that's why I personally hate it. What's funny about grocery shopping though is whenever my mom was grocery shopping, she was getting stuff for school lunches, right? And in elementary school and stuff, school lunches depended, it made you cool or not cool, right?
Lunchables!
So all the cool kids in elementary school had the Lunchables.
Yeah!
They had the crackers and the Snickers and the turkey and the Capri Sun and all that stuff. All the real cool kids had their parents bring them fast food to school.
Yo, so true! Oh my God!
But of course, I drew the biggest circles around everybody.
You brought your hummus!
Because, everyone wanted a piece of my food. But, haram! So every single time I pulled out my food, everybody in the whole school go, ew, you guys want to eat that stuff? So my mom would pack me, just on a regular casual Monday, would pack me mulukhiyah. On a casual Tuesday, she would pack me kharoof from the azim the day before. If you guys don't know what mulukhiyah is, imagine just green, chunky leaves. That's how I explain it to my friends.
That's
But the problem is, if you don't microwave it, and especially the day after, it becomes literally chunky goo and it looks disgusting. And it smells bad the day after. So, one time there was this girl named Katie Mack. I've talked about her on Ustream. She had a crush on me, I had a crush on her. High school cry over her.
I have a crush on you!
So she came up to me, and I wish she wanted to spend lunch with me because I was alone. This isn't even funny right now. This is actually sad. She comes to me and she goes, Yousef, I don't want any of that green stuff. You can have some of my Lunchables. She walks away. I'm still scarred. True. I actually did search for her on Facebook. Have you guys ever done that for your elementary school lovers?
Yeah.
She doesn't have anything. I wonder what happened to her.
Yousef, let's get
married.
married.
You guys actually was told to me. It didn't even happen to me. So I did a show out in Anaheim, right? And the lady that I was with, or the girl that I was with, told me this story. One time she had an azim at her house. She had a family party. And she was waiting for her aunt to come over. Every time she talked to her aunt, she was like, Winnick, where are you? She goes, Anafabet Sikti. That means I'm at grandma's house. She's like, what? So she calls her back and she goes, Winnick. She goes, Ana a damn bit Sikti. It means I'm in front of grandma's house. So the mom finally was like, you know what, go to grandma's house and see where she's there. She drives all the way to grandma's house, no one's there. So then she calls her back and she goes, where are you? What are you near? She goes, I'm by Walgreens. She drives all the way to the Walgreens. She goes to, she finally finds the aunt and she looks at her and she goes, I'm here. Wayne Bed City. Wait. Mish Bed City. She points up. She looks up. She was at Pet City. And I didn't get this at first, so I didn't want to tell her it wasn't funny. I was like, oh. And I was like, Pet City. Pet City! But the bad part came when I actually called her and asked her. I was like, yo, remember that hilarious story you told me about Pet City and Pet City? Can I tell that at an event? You said that wasn't a funny story, okay? That was personal. My aunt really did that, okay? She was really upset at me, but then I still got to tell it, so I'm really happy about that. So, did you guys see my video called You Know Your Arab Win?
Yeah!
Alright, there's a scene in that video, and it's a game I like to play whenever my aunts and my uncles come over. This game is called, when family comes over, run upstairs as fast as you can before anybody sees you.
Oh my god, yeah, look at that.
But every time I play this game, here's exactly what happens. Pretend that's the door right there. This thing is the door, okay? As I'm running in slow motion, like Mission Impossible, and I take the jump for it when the doorbell rings, they see my leg. Yousef, means come downstairs and sit with them. And I hate family gatherings because we spend, my dad falls asleep within the first 10 minutes, okay?
Oh shit.
He doesn't give a...
We're related, yo.
And my mom's always like, Saleh, trying to get him to wake up. My aunt, you know, she's just watching Sila on TV. She's watching Noor on TV. My uncle takes cigarette breaks, so every 5 minutes he goes outside for a cigarette and comes back. My mom, to break the silence, she sits there and she goes, means I remembered something from yesterday, but she never tells us what it is. And that happens like for a period of 45 minutes. But one time, to break this ritual, we decided to all go out with each other. So we all decided to go bowling, okay?
Woo!
Oh man, so we called the whole Erakat family, right? So we had literally lanes 1 through 16 of 20 lanes. So everybody in the bowling alley was already scared as hell. Because not only were, you know, Muslimin decked out, you know, everything, our voices were louder than the music that was playing, you know, at the bowling alley. But here's where it got bad. My khati, the same one that came over to my house, my beautiful khati, she's like 50 pounds. And she was wearing a full thobe, a sharb and everything, and she's going bowling, right? The bowling ball is probably heavier than her. So as she's going bowling, I'm such a bowling baller. For her first time, she gets ready. It's exactly what happens.
Granny style.
Steps. 1, 2, 3. And as she lets go, she goes flying. And all you hear is... As it happened, everybody else in the bowling alley, they're doing it! They're actually doing it! Run!
That was a good one. That was good.
I'll tell my auntie you cheered for her. So, she went skidding down the whole bowling alley, I kid you not. And then my mom and my grandma, look, slipping on the bowling alley to pick her up and, you know, to take her down and stuff. And that was really embarrassing. How's your night going so far? What's your name? Huh? Hasina. I saw you on Twitter. I stalked your Twitter one day. She's really young, so don't give me no haram cards.
Haram, haram, haram.
Whenever I go to my Kathy's house or anybody's house, well, I have a ritual where it's take off your shoes, right? It's customary. So one time I went to my Kathy's house, and I was there, and I was taking off my shoes because I knew she was going to ask me to do it. And I looked up, and she looked at me, and she was like, Ishla. And it's take it off. I was like, Kathy, I took it off. Ishla. I look at Saleh, my cousin who was with me, and I was like, yo, what's she bugging out about? He was like, I never wanted to tell you this, but whenever you come to my house, you gotta take off all your clothes, put it in the bag, and go take a shower. What? So I did. You know, I took off everything, I went inside, I took a shower, I came back out.
Butt naked?
In other news, we're playing, this is how I got the idea for Middle Eastern dining room. We're playing again on the patio and stuff, and we're playing with a little ball, right? The ball goes outside on the patio on accident. So I'm trying to get it, and I'm like, yo, Salah, should I just go for it? He's like, no, dog, she has eyes on the back of her head, she'll see you. Really nervous. So I'm going for it, I'm going for it, I'm going for it, and as I reach, I slip, I turn around, Ishla! Had to take a whole other shower.
Oh, shit.
You know, whenever I tell that story, people are usually like, yo, they come up to me afterwards, yo, that was actually kind of traumatizing. You know, the worst part is Salah has to take his clothes off every single time he goes to the bathroom. So I feel sorry for him. Alright, hey, this one is... Thank you, I really appreciate it all, I promise. I love you too. So... Before I continue, let me just make sure. Are you guys having fun so far? Alright. We still got a long night ahead of us, so... Check this out. So, in junior high, right? One of my last of my younger stories, I promise. What happened? What did I do? Do I have a spot in the back?
Turn around!
I
Take
went
it
to
off!
the junior high dance, right? Where they casted a king, a queen, a prince, right? I got nominated for Prince, and I really didn't want to, because I didn't know how to dance. Because I was an ASB, I was part of ASB, I had to. So I went home to my mom, and I told her, I was really nervous, I was like, Mom, I gotta go to the school dance.
What?
All the cool kids, right? What you guys are wearing right now, that's a dope. That's dope. You know, they wore their button-up shirts, their snapbacks, their 4XXXL tall tees, all the cool clothes. When I went home to my mom and told her I had to go to the school dance in 8th grade, she took me to Macy's and bought me a bente. If you guys don't know what a bente is, it's a full-on suit.
Yeah, that's what
So she got me the black jacket, the black Alfani shirt, the black slacks, the black shoes, and everything. I went home, I was decked out. The worst part about it is at that time, I had hair that went from here to here, so I had to slick it back, and it curled down here. So, in 8th grade, I looked like a 42-year-old Arab car salesman. And it got worse because I was going